screening away from the ball. The third way of creating shots before the catch. We're going back to the rule of opposites, which so far we've only talked about in relation to our dribble handoff, really only for the last 2 weeks. So still relatively new. We haven't had that many repetitions of it. So this week is really to try to lock in that more general concept that can apply to a lot of things and show you a different way to use it in relation to a screen away from the ball. So back to the basics of rule of opposites. If you are the cutter, you have the initiative and the decision of where you're going to go. If you are the screener, you are reacting to the cutter. So same as our dribble handoff, it's the receiver of the ball that's the decision maker. They are trying to attack the basket. Driving in means the screener's reacting, or the delivery man, we called it on the handoff, is reacting by going out. And we're just moving to opposite space to really spread the defense out and really ensure that one of us is always open, because defense is notoriously panicked about stopping the ball. And if they don't, then we get a layup. If they do, they tend to overreact. And the screener is the one that benefits by being open. You kind of think about it like a predator. If you ever watch the Jurassic Park movie, like the T-Rex only sees movement. And that's kind of how defense is. And so the cutter that's coming off a screen away from the ball is a big eyesight attractor, eyeball attractor, right? The cutter's moving, he's moving pretty fast, he's moving at attack speed and attack angle toward the basket. He's going to attract a lot of defensive eyeballs, and therefore the screener, by moving to the opposite space, has a lot of opportunities to get really open shots and create a lot of good offense. So we're going to show you on film 4 different actions you can do as the cutter, how to get open, again, how to create shots for yourself before you even catch it. And then as a screener, reacting to the cutter, how to move in opposite spaces 4 different ways and create a shot for yourself. And then we also have one that's called a slip, which is in the screener's control. It's basically pre-screen, you're going to cut to the basket. It's like faking a screen and then going to the basket. There's often a hole in the defense where you can exploit that and again, create some shots for yourself. So first option, coming off a screen away from the ball, is what we call a straight cut. We're just going straight toward the ball, same as our fill cut we just did a minute ago, and we're turning that into a catch. Second one is called a curl cut. We're wrapping around our screener back to the basket, and we can catch and finish a bunch of different ways. Next one is our back cut. I'm stepping in, setting up my defender. I'm going to set up as if I'm going around the outside, and then I'm back cutting. So we're doing a 1, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha, and then back cut. You can also use the swim cut arm movement here to really put your defender behind you. Is our flare. We're coming up and then stepping out behind the screen. This is when the defense goes underneath. So they come on the ball side. We're popping out away from them. And then for the screener, we're going through each of the same options. If the back cutter goes in, we are popping out, and simply reverse pivot, face the ball to open gives us the best chance of getting the ball early. On a curl cut, cutter's going around behind our back to the basket. We call this a spiral as the screener action. I'm coming to the outside to space, spiraling away from the basket. And then if our cutter goes to the flare, he pushes off to the outside. We're going to dive in toward the basket. And then the slip is really the same in that we are doing the same action as our flare cut, but we're doing it early before the screen actually happens. We're turning the corner and diving to the rim.